Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be doing my DVD/Blu-ray collection update video for the month of November. And I know it's not the end of the month yet, but I've done a shit ton of movies here. So, yeah, I figured, why the hell not? And let's say if it takes a long time for me to edit this video and everything, and before I upload it, if I get any more in within from now to the end of the month, so if that's the case, then yeah, I'll update this video by inserting more clips, and I'll let you know what I mean. So, but let's get into this. Hello everyone, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Abe.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Jay.
I'm Josh too.
Now, all of these aren't in particular order, but it's a big haul. Like, seriously, you should see the amount of movies I got all piled up and everything, so. And all these movies I got when I was at the pawn shop. So, yeah, and I've scored pretty big within the past few days. Yes, I got all these movies within, well, I would say within the past week. For most of it. Like, some of them I got for the past week. The majority of them, however, I got within the past 2 days. Yeah. So, I scored big time at the pawn shop. So, so the first one, again, in not any particular order, is, I got this Blu-ray set. It's the Predator 4 film set, which includes Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. So, here you go, there's the back, spine, the front. And to be perfectly honest, I have not seen any of the Predator movies. I haven't. I know the first one stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know it stars him. But, yeah, I just haven't seen these. So, this might be my chance to check them out. So, yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think The Predator is like the newest one. So yeah, I even got the newest one. And I got this for just $3. Yeah. So that's a pretty good deal. So, yeah. The Predator 4 film set on Blu-ray. So. Next up I got, which I'm currently in the process of watching. Now, funny story about this one, I did rent it at my local library, which, yes, my library does have movies in that you could rent. Like, basically, check out and that. And I started to watch it, and at the 57, because the movie is like an hour and a half long, and, like, I don't know how long it is exactly, but around the 40 or 50 minute mark, it just stopped, and there was a lot of scratches on it and everything. So I was like, okay, send that back to the library, see if I could find it at the pawn shop. And sure enough, I did found it. In fact, it was the same type of DVD, and that's The Sixth Sense, which, before watching it, so far, this is my first time watching The Sixth Sense. And once I'm done watching it, I'll probably more than likely have a review done for this movie. So, there's the back, front, spine. So, yeah. And speaking of me watching this for the first time, this is actually the first M. Night Shyamalan movie I've seen. Well, that I'm watching, because I'm still watching it, so. Again, I'll let you know all my thoughts on this movie once I'm done watching it. in my review of it. So, yeah, Sixth Sense. Next up I got is Red Dragon, which is another, it's one of the other films in the Hannibal Lecter, trilogy, which I don't know exactly which one this is. I'm not sure if this one's the second one or the third one as far as, when these films were released, so. But yeah, so I got Red Dragon, and speaking of Silence of the Lambs, I still have not seen these movies. I have not seen any of them. I got the first one. I may, probably more than likely at some point, check out the first one. So yeah. So, Red Dragon. See, front, spine, back. So yeah, Red Dragon. Speaking of the Hannibal Lecter films again, I got Hannibal. Again, I'm not sure if this is the third one or the second one or what, so. And there's front, back, the spine. The spine. So yeah, Hannibal. So, I may end up trying to film reviews for the Hannibal Lecter trilogy. Maybe. So. Next up, I got the original When a Stranger Calls. This is from 1979, I think. So, yeah, this is the original. I actually do got the remake. So it came in with a double feature, which I've shown you in the previous DVD collection update videos. It came as a double feature DVD that included I Know What You Did Last Summer and the remake of this. But I wanted to get the remake before I watched the, well, I wanted to get the original before I watched the remake, so, yeah, since now I have both, I could watch both of them. So, yeah, and I've never seen the original or the remake of When a Stranger Calls, so. In fact, I don't know much about these two. So, and so there's the front, the back, the spine. So yeah, the original When a Stranger Calls. Next up, I got another Blu-ray, and that's for a remake, which I have not seen the original nor the remake, although I did hear this was a really good remake. And that's The Crazies. So, I don't even know what any of these are really about. So, I'll be probably going into this one mostly completely blind. So, but I've been hearing good things about this one, so. In fact, some people think it's better than the original, so. So yeah, the remake of The Crazies. So, there's that. Next up, I got, it's another horror remake, and that's the remake of Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left. Which I have seen the original Last House on the Left, and in fact I got a review up for it. It's one of my older reviews. You know, if you want to check out, you know, just look under my movie review playlist and you should find it. So, I will say this, personally, I did not care for the original. I mean, I like Wes Craven, but I did not care for his original movie, which I think was his first movie he ever directed. So I don't know. Maybe the remake of this will be better for me. I don't know. So there's the back, spine, the front. So yeah. So yeah, the remake of The Last House on the Left. Probably going to watch it, and probably will have a review up for this. So now, I'm not sure if I've done a DVD collection update video showing these specific ones that are coming up. You know, I'm not sure if any of these are repeat DVDs, but if they are, I do apologize. It's kind of hard to keep track of which DVDs I've shown and which ones I haven't, so yeah. But I know most of these are new, so. But anyway, speaking of another horror remake, and that's for the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Back, spine. And honestly, for me, I heard this. First of all, I heard this one was another good remake. Although I have not seen the original Dawn of the Dead. In fact, the only of the ones of the George A. Romero ones I've seen is the original Night of the Living Dead, which I did really like that one. In fact, I may do a review of that in a lot of these zombie movies soon. Especially since I did review Zombieland, and I'm probably going to do a review of Zombieland Double Tap. So yeah. Back, spine, front. So yeah. I mean, I heard it's good. It's one of the better remakes, so hopefully I'll like this. If not, I guess I could trade it at the pawn shop. Or even if I do like it okay, you know, I may trade it. But if I really love this film, I probably am not going to trade it. Unless if one of my friends or family members have this movie. If they do not, then I'll keep it. If they do, then I'll trade it. So, there's that. Next up, this is one I think might be another repeat. I am not sure. So, again, I do apologize if it is. And that's yet another remake. And that's the remake of The Wolfman. Which I have not seen this one, nor have I seen the original Universal Monster Wolfman with Lon Chaney in it. I've not seen that. In fact, the only one of those old classic Universal Monster movies I've seen was the 1931 Dracula with Bela Lugosi. And that one was really good, so. But yeah, I decided to get this, so. Yeah, the remake of The Wolfman. Next up is another remake. I guess you're kind of noticing the theme so far. It's mainly remakes of horror movies. And that's the remake of Prom Night. And if you're wondering, no, I have not seen the original nor the remake. I do know the original stars Jamie Lee Curtis. I do know that much. In fact, I know on YouTube there's like the full movie to the original Prom Night, so I may watch that on YouTube and then watch this and review both of them. So, yeah, the remake of Prom Night. Next up is, again, another remake, and that's the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. Which, I did hear this one is another good one. And, if you're wondering, it's like, okay, I will say a lot of these I have not seen both the originals or the remakes too. I'm just going to just say that. I'll point out if I have seen them. So, and I got this for $1 at the pawn shop. And this looks like to be a newer version of the DVD, so that's awesome. I will say, this cover art is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, cover art is pretty badass. So yeah, the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. So, which I do know, the original was actually directed by Wes Craven, so yeah. Yet another remake of another Wes Craven property. Although, whereas with The Last House on the Left, I have seen the original. With The Hills Have Eyes, I have not seen either, so. Next on the list, I got the remake of Carrie from 2013. Which again, I have not seen the original Carrie. I do have the original Carrie on DVD. I just haven't, for some reason, watched it. So, I'll probably watch that, then this, and do reviews of both. So, yeah. So, the remake of Carrie. Now, I do promise this is going to be the last remake on this list. And that's... And I'm not sure if this is a repeat. If it is, I do apologize. And that's the remake of the Amityville Horror. Again, this is another one which I had the original, and also one I have not seen the original or the remake to. So, I did hear this was a good one, supposedly. Like a good remake. So, I know there's quite a few people that like it. There's quite a few people that don't. And I don't know. I guess I'll be the judge of that after I see the original. And I guess I'll be the judge of that once I see the original. So. Next up, I got. Actually, that's another DVD box set. And that's the Spider-Man 6 film set, which I did have these films on separate DVDs. I decided to get this mainly just to save space on my DVD shelf. And I got it for $1. And it includes the Sam Raimi films, so Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, the Mark Webb movies, The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Homecoming. So, yeah. So there's the front. There's the back. It shows all the different movies it includes. And here's the spine. So yeah, this Spider-Man 6 film set, which includes all the live-action Spider-Man movies up till Spider-Man Homecoming. So, yeah. There you go. Next up, I got the Lord of the Rings theatrical version free film collection DVD set, which I have not seen the Lord of the Rings movies. I have guilty of charge, but I did have these specific ones in like as separate DVDs. But again, I wanted to save space, so saw this and I was like, okay, I'll pick that up, and I traded in the other ones. So, but yeah. So there's the front, the back, the spine. So yeah, the Lord of the Rings free film set, which includes the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, well, the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, the Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, and that's it. So, and I got this for $1. So yeah, I've been getting, as you can tell, I've been getting really good deals on movies. So, next up is the motion picture trilogy of The Hobbit, which again I got at the pawn shop, and I also got it for $1. And here's the thing, the only one of these Lord of the Rings movies I have seen is The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and I saw that in the theater when it came out, haven't seen it since. I do remember liking it, so maybe one of these days I'll review the Lord of the Rings movies. I think I was requested to, I did got a request to review all these movies, so maybe I'll do that. So, well, more specifically, they want me to review the Lord of the Rings trilogy only, but I may throw in the Hobbit trilogy in there too, because they do count as a part of the same universe. So yeah, I got the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy for just $2. And this one's just the same case with the Lord of the Rings movies, where, you know, I saw this box set there, got it for $1, decided to trade in all the singular disc movies I have of those, again, to save up space on my DVD shelf. And honestly, I would say it's a pretty good score, because honestly, if I were to get it at Walmart, and this is just a DVD version of it, there's also a Blu-ray version of it too, but if I were to have got this DVD version of this set at Walmart, it would cost me like $40. But I was actually able to do a trade-in for this, so I practically got it for free for a trade-in. And that's the Harry Potter 8-film set. There's the front, back. Well, there's the front, the spine, the back. So yeah, and again, I've seen all the Harry Potter movies, including, I've even seen the Fantastic Beasts movies. There's some movies in here I really do love. Some I think are okay, and some that just don't like at all. So, maybe one of these days I will review every single Harry Potter film, including the Fantastic Beasts movies. So, yeah, the Harry Potter 8-film set. So this is the second to last one I got, and again, got it for $1. And that's Fast and the Furious, which is, I believe, the 4th movie in the series. Yeah, I do believe so. And I got the 3rd one. I've only seen the first 2, which I did review those movies. And I have yet to see Tokyo Drift in this one, and just all the others, so yeah. And once I do see these 2, I will film reviews for them. And so far, I am liking this franchise. I will say this. I loved the first one. It's not like I hated the second one, I just didn't particularly care for it, so yeah, I guess I'll have to see how the third and fourth one and just all the other ones are for me, so like how I feel about them. So yeah, there's the front, the spine, the back, and it's like it still has a slipcover, so it seems like it's a very like rather new copy of this. So take it off, and that's what it looks like on the front, the spine, the back. Also, on one of those days when I went like to the pawn shop to shop for movies and that, I did buy 2 movies for my brother, and that's Pirates of the Caribbean and Dead Men Tell No Tale, which now he has all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies because of me. And I also got him Avengers Infinity War, which when he was checking out the disc condition and everything, he took out the disc for Avengers Infinity War, and apparently whoever gave that movie away to the pawn shop put in another disc, actually. And that was, which my brother decided, he already has this specific movie, so he decided to give it to me. And that was Avengers Age of Ultron. So yeah, just right underneath the disc for Avengers Infinity War was for Avengers Age of Ultron. So I practically got 2 movies out of that. One of which I gave to him, which was Infinity War. One of which he gave to me, which was Age of Ultron. So, and I have not seen the first 2 Avengers movies. I now got the first 2, so I've only seen Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So far, my favorite would have to be Avengers Infinity War. I'm just going to say that. And I thought Avengers Endgame was okay. I did have quite a few issues with that movie. Again, I do have reviews for those 2. If you want to, you can either check my movie review playlist or my Marvel Cinematic Universe review playlist. So, but yeah, I have not seen the first 2 Avengers, so probably should watch those at some point, and I will film reviews for those. Oh, and before I actually, end this video, this is actually, I'm recording this portion of the video way after, because, like I said, if I got any more movies before the end of the month, I would add these to the list. So, and I do intend on getting more movies soon, but I'm going to do that for a separate video, because Black Friday's coming up, so, and knowing that my birthday's coming up actually in a few days, it's, I think, maybe 2 or 3 days from now, so, happy birthday to me, I guess, so, but, yeah, so, but these are movies I got at the pawn shop afterwards, so, well, except for one, and I'm not, one of them I think I might have showed to you already, but I have, like, I just don't remember if I did or not, so one of them may be a repeat, product, but, yeah. So, here's the first one I got. It was a Blu-ray DVD combo pack from the pawn shop I got. And I gave the DVD copy to my brother. It's a Disney movie, and that's Oz the Great and Powerful, which I have seen the original Wizard of Oz. I liked it okay. I didn't thought it was that great or anything, but I have yet to see this one. The one thing I do know is that it is directed by Sam Raimi, who did the Spider-Man trilogy and the Evil Dead movies, so kind of interested in that. So, and speaking of the Spider-Man trilogy, it does star James Franco, which, if you remember, was Harry Osborn in that trilogy.
So, yeah. So that's Oz the Great and Powerful. So you may see a review of this movie at some point. Yeah. In fact, all these movies you will probably end up seeing a review at some point. Now, the next one I got is a film I have seen before. I thought it was okay, I remember. So, and that's, I think, the 2007 I Am Legend. Now, I know this is a remake. There were different movies based on this story, which is of a book of the same name. You know. So, this is like the third adaptation of that book for film. So, yeah. And I thought it was okay. I never read the book or anything. So, I don't know how faithful it is to the source material. I don't know anything about the source material for the most part. So, the most I know about it is that the original I Am Legend story got George A. Romero inspired to create his zombies how we know zombies to be today. So yeah. So yeah, I'll probably end up rewatching this at some point and doing a review for you guys. Next up, speaking of George Romero, I got George Romero's Land of the Dead. Which I have George Romero's Diary of the Dead. So, and I think this is the film that came before Diary of the Dead, because it's like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and then Survival of the Dead. So yeah, which I've only seen the original Night of the Living Dead, and that one was really good. So yeah, George Romero's Land of the Dead. And again, I seriously do apologize for my throat. I'm still trying to get over that illness. I'm feeling a lot better now, actually. Hence why I'm adding this video into my other video. And most is just not really like a sore throat. It's just, it feels like there's a lot of stuff there that it's not wanting to come out. So, I'm feeling better, so that's good. The next film I got is one I have not seen. I've heard some good things about it. And that's Don't Breathe. Now, I know this is directed by the same person who did the Evil Dead remake, which I thought that was a good remake. Which I will probably do a review of that at some point in the other Evil Dead movies. I've only reviewed Army of Darkness. So, I just need to review the first two, the remake. And one of these days I may even review the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series. So, but yeah, there's the front, the back, spine. So yeah, Don't Breathe. Okay, and the next DVD I got is for the film Chronicle. Which I have not seen this. It's another found footage movie. I think it's a found footage superhero movie. I am not so certain on that. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, so I do know this stars Dane DeHaan, who was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Harry Osborn. Which I didn't really care for his take on Harry Osborn in that, but you know, maybe he's a good actor and other stuff, so yeah. So, there's the front, the spine, the back. So yeah, Chronicle. Now the last one of this updated portion of the list, I got this at Walmart actually, and again I'm not sure if this is a repeat product that I'm showing, but I might as well show it off anyway. And you know, I got this at Walmart for like I think about $14, so it's actually pretty good. It's a film collection set, which I had one of the films on here on single DVD, but I decided to trade that in at the pawn shop once I got this, because I don't need doubles of stuff. So like seriously, I've been trying to learn been trying not to hoard movies anymore and DVDs. So yeah, here's the DVD I got. It's the Conjuring 5 film set. Has this lenticular slipcase, which is pretty cool. There's the front of the slipcover, the side, the back. And if you were to take this off, here's what it looks like. So, shows the different movies you get. So, the films you get in here is The Conjuring, Annabelle, The Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, and The Nun. So, you basically get all of the films except for The Curse of La Llorona and Annabelle Comes Home. So, you get most of the films. So, yeah, and I've already reviewed the first Conjuring movie. I didn't really like it. But yeah, I saw the first Conjuring movie, and if you saw my review for it, you could tell I hated the movie. For me, it was like the worst movie that I think James Wan has directed. And I don't necessarily blame him for how the movie turned out. I do blame... I don't know. I'm not sure how much control James Wan had over that project. But, yeah. It was just... Now, was it the worst thing I ever seen? No. But it is pretty close on that list. So... And it was a massive disappointment considering I'm actually a fan of James Wan, actually. But he's one, both he and John Carpenter are my two inspirations for my film style as far as in regards to my horror movies, so. In fact, some people think, as me as a horror director, that, they think that if, I would basically be if James Wan and John Carpenter had a love child, I'd probably be that love child as far as horror film director goes. And you can kind of see that. So that's it for this updated portion, and now back to the rest of the video.
So that was a very long video. In fact, on my camera it says it's almost about 30 minutes long. Now I'm not sure if that's going to be because I may do some cutting and all that stuff in the editing process, but still close to a 30-minute video. So yeah, basically I had 30 minutes worth of movies to show you. As far as, the amount of movies I got recently. Within the past week, so. And again, if I end up getting more between now and then, if I have not completely edited this video by then, or anything like that, then I'll turn on the camera, show you guys, and I'll show you those ones I got just really quick. Yeah, so, but as of right now, that's it for this month, actually. That's it for the month of November for my DVD collection update. And yeah, I think this has been the month where I think I probably gotten the most movies this month. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.